Is World War III really close? Many people are asking this question seriously, because tensions between Israel, Iran, and the United States are rising day by day. What we are seeing is intense confrontation in the Middle East. But the key question is this truly the beginning of a global war? If we look at the structure of global power, the short-term answer is no. The first reason is that the conflict remains regional. Even though the United States is involved, there has been no direct military clash with China or Russia. A world war would require major powers colliding head-on, not merely supporting allies or proxy forces. At the moment, all sides are trying to prevent escalation, because the cost of full-scale war would be enormous, especially in a world where nuclear weapons are part of the equation. So yes, the Middle East is dangerous, but it is not yet the breaking point of the global system. Then where is the greater risk? Many analysts are watching Taiwan. For China, Taiwan is not just an island. It represents sovereignty and national legitimacy. If Taiwan were to formally declare independence, there is a high probability that China would use force to stop it. And once China moves militarily, the United States would face immediate pressure to respond. Japan would also find neutrality extremely difficult, because its own security is directly tied to stability in the Taiwan Strait. If that flashpoint ignites, it would no longer be a regional conflict. It could become a direct confrontation between major powers. And that is what brings the world closer to the definition of a world war. However, all sides understand that in a large-scale war there are no true winners. The global economy would suffer massive damage. Supply chains would collapse. Financial markets would experience extreme volatility. What we are witnessing now is a game of cost calculation, not an intentional march toward total destruction. In the short term, the probability of World War III remains low. But in the long term, the most fragile point in the global system is not the Middle East, it is East Asia, especially Taiwan. So the real question is not whether the world wants war, but who might miscalculate first, and how far that miscalculation could escalate. This is the reality of great power politics, a world walking on a thin line between deterrence and a risk that could reshape history.